Okay. Hey, good evening, USA, Canada, International, Long Island, aka Strong Island, plus the five spots of Brooklyn, Bronx, Manhattan, Staten Island, and Queens. This is your man, G Money Stacks, aka the Gregonator, YouTuber, host with the most, creator, misunderstood only nomad, unstoppable independent podcaster, and rookie podcaster from Laurelton, Queens, New York. And you're rocking and hanging with the 194th episode of Off the Meat Rack Chainz New York podcast, a safe space for comedy and various topics involving entertainment news, music news, alongside with real life, along with a little mental health and a little bit of New York mass transit and much more. So live and direct from StreamYard and alongside with YouTube. And aside of myself is the Instagram live feed. Make sure you turn your notifications so you can know when each episode is going to be dropping. Um, and if you miss any new and previous episodes, if you're new to the channel, don't worry. Everything is uploaded and posted to the YouTube channel page of G Money Stacks 555 is where you can grab that subscribe button for me. Tap that noni bell so you can be reminded when the show goes in the air via live stream. Um, Leave a like and a comment along with the episodes, with the topics, and of course, more video content, upcoming episodes and previous episodes, along with the topics that's going to be discussed. And I'll handle the rest of the audio streaming platforms of where you can listen and stream these episodes at the end of the show. So first and foremost, let's get into a little mass transit right here. The New York mass transit files right here. Let's do this. Okay, first and foremost, um, all right, so we have Rockaway polls advocates call for a rear link instead of mayor's proposed Queensway Park. Well, here's what's happening here. Residents of the Rockaway Peninsula are incensed at the Adams administration's decision to fund a linear park along disused rail spur in Queens and say the right of way should be used as a new subway connection for some of the city's most aggrieved strap hangers. Supporters of the Queens Link proposal gathered on the Rockaway Beach boardwalk Monday, October 9th, to voice their support for what they what they say would be a game-changing project for the peninsula's residents, but is in danger of being co-signed to the dustbin of history. The project would extend the M train south from Regal Park along the abandoned Rockaway Beach branch rail line, eventually connecting with the A train to provide an additional line of subway service to the peninsula. Not sure how that's going to work, but this is a project that checks all the boxes, said Andrew Lynch. Oh, gosh. Can you just pick a better last name than that? The chief design officer of Queenslink at the rally. It's only 3.5 miles, but it would do so much for so many people. Um, in August, a group of 15 local polls, including Queensborough President Donovan Richards, U.S. Representative Gregory Meeks, 3 state senators, 6 assembly members, and 2 council members, signed a letter to Mayor Eric Adams and Governor Kathy Hochul requesting an environmental impact study for the Queens Link, deeming the project as crucial for central and southern Queens, as the governor's proposed interborough express would be for Brooklyn and western Queens. But the polls and advocates were left disappointed last month when the mayor announced $35 million in funding for the Queensway, a rival project that would um, convert the disused rail corridor into a linear park running from Regal Park down to Ozone Park. Hmm. Um. We all celebrate the use of Central Park, his Zona said at the announcement last month. Well, this park is going to be the center of the lives of this area, this community, so they can enjoy the open space that we have here. Um, Queensway supporters were thrilled by the announcement, which concerns the first phase of the project at the Metropolitan Hub near Forest Park. Karen Imus, a member of Friend of the Queensway's steering committee, says the project will bring much needed green space to central Queens. Um, and this is a once in a generation project for Queens, Imus said in an interview. This is a modern greenway where there has been very little park investment. Imus touted benefits for the environment, small businesses, and pedestrians and cyclists as selling points for the greenway, and noted the support of groups like Transportation Alternatives and the New York League of Conservation Voters. More to the point, she says that the project is shovel ready on a far more immediate timeline than would be the Queens Link. We want to bring these benefits to Central Queens in the near term and create an urban game changing project for the borough and the community, Imus continued. But Queenslink supporters disagree, particularly those from Rockaway, whose residents enjoy the longest average commute times of anyone across the five boroughs. State Comptroller Tom DiNapoli found in a report released last month. Both Queensway and Queenslink partisans claim to be the true champions of equity for residents of the world's borough, and both argue that theirs is the community's true desire. But Queens linkers say their position is inherently a compromise, as their proposal also accommodates parkland. End quote. We're not against parks and we're not against puppies. Um, but we are against those who would stand in the way of equity, Lynch said. There are a lot of people, a lot of politicians who talk about equity, but this is the perfect kind of project where you could put your money where your mouth is. City Councilwoman Selvina Brooks Powers, who reps the peninsula's eastern and chairs the council's transportation committee, deemed Rockaway a transit desert where residents are often stranded waiting for trains, which ultimately ferry them on a Long Island um, arduous commute. This is not merely a train conversion. This is not a this is not a merely this is not merely a train conversation, sorry. Brooks Power said. It's a transportation conversation, sorry. It's an equity conversation. Assembly member Stacy Pfeiffer um Amato, who reps most of the peninsula in Albany, went so far as to declare Mayor Adams was misinformed about what the community is in favor of, and said she is lobbying the administration to change course. I think, unfortunately, that our mayor was misinformed. Pfeiffer's Amato said. Um, I don't think he was given the information about what the people want, and I know I'm gonna make sure he hears that message from me personally. And I called immediately to the mayor's office to let him know how I felt about the that groundbreaking and what I'm supporting. A spokesperson for the mayor disputed the notion that the mayor was misinformed and touted the support of a number of local elected, um, including City Councilwoman Lynn Shulman, State Senate Leroy Comrie, and Assembly members David Weprin and Jennifer Raj Kumar. The Metropolitan Transportation Authority included the Queens Link on its most recent 20-year capital needs assessment, after previously reporting in 2019 that a subway extension along the spur could cost up to $8.1 billion. Queenslink later countered with its own study finding the proposal would cost up to $3.7 billion. The MTA is in the thoroes of conducting an environmental review for the transit project, said the mayoral spokesperson Charles Lutvak. Iman says that the high cost engineering challenges and unclear timelines should settle the argument in favor of the Queen's Way. I think there's also a reality around this project in terms of the benefits this project could bring today. Shovel ready, Iman said. And I think after 60 years, that has to be looked at with a excuse me, with a very real analysis. Um, well, I don't really have too much of an opinion on this, but I know there's some mixed thoughts about this. So, um, you know, we'll see what happens. I'm not really sure how to react to this, but um, anyways, let me see. Let me see what else. What else can we talk about here? Oh, transit in New York City continues to lag. Let's get into that. Okay. Um, continues to lag. Do I even have this? Make sure I have it. Make sure I have this shit though. Oh, here it is. Here it is. All right. Okay. Transit ridership in the Big Apple continues to languish at around 60% of pre-slandemic levels, even as car and air travel have rebounded almost completely to before times rates, according to a new report from City Comptroller Brad Lander. Average weekday subway ridership in September stood at 61% of the average recorded in September 2019, according to the comptroller's monthly economic and fiscal outlook for September. Ridership on MTA buses and Metro North commuter railroad were both at 64% of pre-slamdemic ridership, while the Long Island Railroad stands at 66%. MTA honchos have touted growing post-pandemic ridership numbers showing an increasing return of riders to the system. Subway set a COVID era record of 3.88 million riders on September 21st. Um, but the good times may cease to roll when looking at other statistics in Landers' report. Automobile commutes have almost completely rebounded to 2019 levels, with passages through bridges and tunnels in September at 99% of their numbers in the same month of 2019. As the city's employment reaches near pre-slamdemic levels, the shift away from public transportation to personal vehicles puts our commitment to reducing transportation emissions in reverse. In addition to heightened level of traffic violence has set 2022 to be the deadliest of New York City streets in nearly a decade, Lander said in a statement to AM New York Metro. If if we are truly committed to a post-pandemic recovery that prioritizes the needs of all New Yorkers, we must seriously look at ways to robust mass transit system through congestion pricing to get people back on the trains and buses while strengthening the dangerous vehicle abatement program to deter reckless driving. The comptroller continued. Also, nearly fully recovered is air travel into and out of the Big Apple. Um, passenger passenger volume at New York area airports last month was just 6% below the same month in 2019. In fact, air travel in the New York metropolitan area is recovering faster than the national average, where passenger volume stands 9% below pre-pandemic numbers. In July, the number of passengers traveling internationally to and from New York airports crossed the 4 million mark for the first time since the summer of 2019. The main reason for languishing weekday ridership is the rise of working from home. MTA Chair Jenna Lieber has said, with so many former office employees now firmly entrenched in the work from home lifestyle, those who once dutifully rode the train to an office in Midtown Manhattan have attuned themselves to filing quarterly earnings reports wearing pizza stained sweatpants. Damn, that's crazy, man. Also, notable weekend ridership is at a substantially higher pre-slamdemic proportion than its weekday counterpart. This past Saturday, October 8th, subway ridership stood at 73.4% of a comparable day in 2019. The next day, it was at 72.1%. That suggests New Yorkers working from home are choosing to take mass transit to their non work activities, the MTA says, even if they no longer engage in a daily commute. Where people go on their commute may also have seen a change. Earlier this year, the MTA released data showing that in some residential working class areas of the city, particularly in the boroughs, transit ridership had rebounded to pre-slandemic levels. In some places, it had even exceeded. The most notable lag has come in office districts with lots of white collar workplaces, though passenger numbers at those stations are growing. Most of the right Most of the recent ridership surge is attributable to white collar workers returning to their offices more frequently, along with tourism and school reopenings, Lieber said at the MTA board's September meeting. But I never want to forget the blue collar and essential worker neighborhoods, which have continued to rely on mass transit right through the slamdemic and have grown back to much higher levels than everywhere else. Transit leadership has warned that lagging ridership could result in financial calamity once $15 billion of slamdemic relief funds run out, which is expected to take place in 2024. In the absence of revitalized ridership or other new streams of funding, the authority could be forced to make painful service cuts, lay off employees, or raise fares in order to cover its multi-billion-dollar deficit. To lure riders back to the system, the authority has tried schemes like fare capping, where 12 rides paid for via Omni, which is one Metro New York. Strap hangers can get on the train for free for the rest of the week. The In the longer term, honchos hope to finally implement congestion pricing below 60th Street in Manhattan, which they estimate will bring in billions in new annual revenue. If it goes to plan, the tolls, which could reach up to $23, will reduce automobile traffic in Manhattan's central business district and increase reliance on a transit system nearly flush with cash. Okay, let me say something about this before I go on to the next one, man. I don't know about you, but these people expect every single person to actually get back into riding the trains and stuff. When you have all these subway crimes going on, which I'm going to talk about in future episodes whatsoever. Probably not gonna have time to talk about today, but the thing is people still not comfortable taking subway. I hate to say this. I hate to say this shit, but at the same time, like you hear people getting pushed to you even hear somebody getting pushed to the tracks by Roosevelt Avenue, Jackson Heights, when the person's phone got knocked out. Then you have somebody who gets stabbed with a sword, which I will talk about in a future episode whatsoever. And until things starts to be safe or whatever, I don't think anybody's gonna come back to mass transit at this point, though, man. To be honest with you, you know what I'm saying? This is fucking insane, man. Like seriously, like on a real, like you got to do better, man. You have to do better. I hate to say this. I hate to say this, man. You got to do better, man. For real, for real. Um, yeah. All right. So now that I got that out the way, let me get to um this other thing. Okay. Forget Amazon Ring. Um, okay, what is a Amazon Ring? I'm not gonna touch this subject right off the back, but um um okay, I'll get to that in a second. All right, let's get into a little thing that I like to call chatting on the jazz right here, man. Let's do this. Okay, we have an incident that we need to get to. Um, we got an incident that we need to get to in this episode. Um, hold on a minute here. Okay, so We have a hold on a minute. Hold on. Yes. We have an incident in New York City in regards to a gunman who shot four people, caused one fatality in broad daylight. So four people were shot, one fatality by a pair of gunmen on a scooter in a broad daylight attack in Queens on Sunday, cops said. The suspects fired at the victims around 1:30 p.m. in front of 95-23 41st Avenue in Elmhurst, police said. The fatal victim, 28-year-old Edwin no- Nola, was right outside his home when he was riddled with bullets, cops said. According to the NYPD, he was shot multiple times through the body and was pronounced dead at the scene. The three other victims were taken to Elmhurst Hospital in stable condition. A 29-year-old man suffered bullet wounds to the left arm and cheek. A 36-year-old man was shot in the left hand, and a 32-year-old man was struck in the torso, police said. Um, and of course, no arrest has been made by Monday afternoon, and it remained unclear whether all the men were the intended targets. The motive for the violence also remained unknown. Okay, let's get to another story. Um, hold on a minute. Okay. Okay, wait a second. Um, okay, let me see. What else? Um, okay, here's what we got here. All right. What we have here is okay. So, all right. I don't know about you, but I don't know if I like this idea of having one of those self-driving cars though, man. But and I bring this up because um so according to TechCrunch, um Motional launches autonomous Hyundai IONIQ5s on Lyft network in Las Vegas. Motional, the active Hyundai joint venture that's working to commercialize autonomous driving technology, has launched its new all-electric Ionic 5 base robo taxi for driverless ride hail operations on the Lyft network in Las Vegas. The news follows years of collaboration between the two companies in Las Vegas. The launch of the Ionics, which marks the turnover of Motional's fleet of BMW based AVs, is right on schedule. Motional and Lyft said last November that they would aim to start transporting passengers using the Hyundai vehicles in the city of Sin by the second half of 2022, with a full scale commercial launch set for 2023. Similar to Motional's autonomous ride hailing service that the company launched with via in February. Riders will not be charged for autonomous Lyft rides. The companies are mutually focused on rider feedback, said a company spokesperson. The spokesperson also noted that Motional has a permit to conduct fully driverless testing anywhere in Nevada. Um, and that Motional and Lyft will secure the appropriate permits to start conducting commercial rides in fully driverless vehicles ahead of the launch in 2023. The Nevada Department of Motor Vehicles has not responded to TechCrunch's request for clarification on what permits those might be, but a spokesperson from the department previously told TechCrunch the state is working on drafting new legislation around AVs. Nevada's current legislation doesn't make a distinction between testing or operating AVs with a human safety operator on board or without, nor does it include specific language around commercializing robo taxi or autonomous delivery. Motional did not share how many Ionics Ionic 5s will be deployed in Las Vegas, but the company did say it will continue to expand its fleet over the course of 2022 as it gears up for its commercial launch next year. I don't know how safe that shit is, but I don't know, man. This is very, very alarming right there. Very alarming right there, though. Um, I don't know. Okay, any Lyft rider in Las Vegas can request a motional AV. According to the spokesperson, there will be two vehicle operators present in the front seats. Um, presume, presume, presumably, one behind the steering wheel in case a human needs to take over, and one in the passenger seat to record data and observations. The service route is focused on high traffic and popular destinations along the Vegas Strip and will only be available during daytime hours, which is fair when one considers that not many AV systems are trained to spot and avoid drunk hooligans vomiting on the street. Customers who order a robo taxi ride can use the Lyft app to unlock the doors of the autonomous excuse me, Ionics. While inside the vehicle, riders can interact with an in-ride display that allows them to start the ride or contact customer support. Many of the features within the vehicles come from years of testing and rider feedback from over 100,000 rides over the last 4 years, according to Motional. Motional has said for a time that it plans to expand to other major U.S. cities after commercially launching in Las Vegas, but the company hasn't said which other cities it is targeting. Like 47 other companies, Motional has a permit to test its driverless technology in California, a state that has become a key battleground for companies like Cruise and Waymo. Indeed, in May, Motional began um, a delivery pilot with Uber Eats in Santa Monica, and in July, the company expanded its autonom- autonomous um, testing in San Diego. However, Motional might look further afield for less competition. Late last year, Motional began increasing public road testing in its hometown of Boston. And in order to really stand out amongst the competition, putting an AV service on the icy streets of New England might be just the right challenge. I don't know, man. This doesn't sound safe to me, man. You know what I mean? This doesn't sound really safe. I'm not sure how many people would actually buy into this shit, but I don't know. And speaking of technology, man, let's talk about this Amazon Ring for a second. Hold on. Yeah, let's talk about this Amazon Ring for a second. I knew about this since the Nick Cannon show before it went up the air though. Now, Amazon Ring. I don't know how you now. Hold on a second. Trying to figure out what this is about though. What it is like? What is it? You know what I mean? Um. So okay. So let me just go into a little something something. Um. Okay. So this is the Amazon Ring. So the Ring video doorbell is Amazon's latest infiltration into Americans' everyday lives, and even though it offers customers convenience and a sense of security, it's also attracting scrutiny. Oh shit! Amazon already dominates how we shop for goods online. Its web services arm is the backbone of numerous internet companies, and its Prime Video and music services um, are ang- angling to become primary ways we watch and listen to the media. To media, as it as its influence has expanded, Amazon has become a political and social flashpoint, facing accusations from politicians, activists, and its own sellers that it relies on monopolistic, monopolistic e-commerce practices, that it mistreats its workers, that it doesn't pay enough in taxes, and that its relationship with immigration and customs enforcement and Palantir facilitates human rights abuses at the U.S. southern border. Now the company's Ring cameras are stoking fears that the e-commerce giant is further encroaching on people's privacy as Ring turns neighborhoods into surveillance operations and profits from the false perception that crime is on the rise. Um. So let's see. Yes. Um. Yeah, the company's social media app where users can share the surveillance their devices record has been shown to exacerbate racial stereotypes and profiling. Um, cr- Critics view Ring's growing partnerships with local police departments as self-serving in a way for a private company to use the public sector taxpayer money to promote its own interests. So, what exactly is Ring anyway? So, actually, wait a minute here. Wait a minute here. So Amazon Ring. Not even sure. Anyway, man, let me see, man, because this is just about crazy. Um, this is crazy. I didn't really think this was going to really happen. Now, let me see. Oh, okay. Now I know what this. Now I know. Okay, there it is. An Amazon. Okay, so to install an Amazon Ring. Okay. Yes. Here it. Here. Yeah. Let me just continue where I left off. Anyway. So. Anyway. So. Yeah. Ring is a smart security device company. It's best known for its video doorbell, which allows Ring users to see, talk to, and record people who come to their doorsteps. Acquired by Amazon for $839 million in early 2018. The company sells Wi-Fi enabled products that integrate with its social media app called Neighbors, where users can post videos of suspicious activity and crimes outside their front doors, as well as view posts from other people within a 5 mile radius. Ring's low cost security devices are part of the fastest growing segment of smart devices, with shipments expected to grow about 21% every year through 2023, according to the market research firm. IDC. Ring says it has millions of users worldwide, but wouldn't provide a specific number. The devices are meant to deter theft, which conveniently also protects Amazon's e-commerce business from losses on stolen packages. Um, for full access to Ring's capabilities on top of uh, device costs users pay a subscription fee that ranges from $30 to $100 annually. What does its social media app Neighbors do? If you install a Ring device, you are automatically enrolled in its Neighbors social media app. People without Ring devices can also use the app where they can anonymously read or post using video or not about crime, safety, suspicious activity, and lost pets within 5 miles of their home. The app also alerts users to real-time 911 call data as well as content from its own news team. Posts largely discuss suspicious people and stolen Amazon packages, and people often post video footage alongside commentary. Train Trained moderators attempt to remove racist posts, but plenty of examples of racial profiling persist on the app. A Vice review of Ring user posts around its Brooklyn headquarters found that the majority of those reported as suspicious were people of color. Neighbors is one of those several increasingly popular fear-based social media apps whose focus on crime gives people the mistaken perception that crime is increasing, despite actual crime being at its lowest rate in decades. Hacking and security on Ring. Ring devices have been the subject a series of high-profile hacks, including one in which a man used a family's ring to harass an 8-year-old girl in her bedroom in Mississippi. The company has stated that the hacks were in no way related to a breach or compromise of Ring's security, but were rather the result of people reusing compromised passwords that hackers exploited to gain access to Ring devices. The hacks have led consumer groups to issue a product warning telling people not to buy the devices. Consumers, in turn, have filed multiple class action lawsuits against the company, saying negligence on Ring's part led to hackers gaining access to their devices. Ring has suggested that consumers use new passwords or enable two-factor auth- authentication to prevent such hacks. While two-factor authentication is available on the devices, a process that would require users to provide an extra piece of information like a passcode from their phones. Um, in order to gain access to the cameras, Ring is not making it mandatory for existing users because the company said it would cause mass logouts. Two-factor authentication authentication will now be the default for new users who will have to opt out if they don't want to want to no if they don't want the service. Excuse me. Ring has also unveiled a privacy dashboard that will go into effect later this month, that makes it easier for users to control their security settings in one place. In the dashboard, users will now be able to see who is logged in and log them out. Of course, Democratic Senator Ron Wyden, who co-wrote a letter in November 2019 prior to the hacks asking Ring to detail its security measures, doesn't believe the new measures go far enough. Ring security could also be je- jeopardized from within. As part of the response to the senator, Ring stated that four employees had improperly accessed Ring doorbell footage and has since been terminated. Ring did not specify what sort of information they'd gotten or why. More recently, the Electronic Frontier Foundation found that the Ring Neighbors app sends um, personally identifiable information, including a unique identifier code, your mobile carrier, your device's IP address to analytics and marketing companies as well as Facebook. It's not clear what these third party trackers are doing with the information. How Ring's police partnership works. As of the beginning of January, Ring has partnered with 70 police departments in the US and it's continuing to expand this network. Amazon's head of devices and services, Dave Limp, told Wired, "I'm proud of that program and I think we'll continue to use it." One moment. Um okay. If anything, we're putting more resources on it. Partnerships give police a direct portal through which they can request video from Ring users in the event of an active nearby crime investigation. Ring users are not required to give video to police and their identities are kept secret. But Amazon has been coaching police on how to more successfully get video from Ring users without a warrant, according to Vice. Um, CNET reported, that for more than a year, ending in July 2019, Ring's police partners had access to a map that could be zoomed into street level of where Ring devices were installed, giving them a general idea of who might have a Ring, if not exact addresses. Ring users who are victims of crime, of course, may choose to share video with police of um their own accord. Excuse me. These partnerships also give police departments discount on Ring products, which they can extend to their communities. While on the surface, that could seem like a plus for citizens, it raises issues of competitive fairness and what role private companies should play in the public um, justice system. CNET learned that Ring has worked with police to try to automatically activate nearby Ring video cameras in the event of a 911 call so that cops would with user permission be able to use the footage in ensuing investigations. The project isn't currently being pursued. Gizmodo reported that what police departments disclose about their partnership with Ring is written or approved by Ring. Vice reported that partnerships require police departments to fill Ring defined positions like a partnership point to contact and community relations coordinator. Um, Ring told us it doesn't have any job requirements, but that it requires people hold on a second. It requests people already in those positions to attend trainings. Critics note that all this effectively turns the police into the marketing arm of one of the most valuable companies in the world. As the electronic frontier, Foundation recently put it. This arrangement makes salespeople out of what should be impartial and trusted protectors of our civic society. Okay, where facial recognition fits in. Ring has long told reporters that it doesn't use facial recognition, but it has left open the possibility that it's working on that technology for future implementation. The company has filed patents to that effect. And reporting from BuzzFeed News found that Ring's Ukraine arm has been working on facial recognition technology, and that it employs a head of face recognition research. The Intercept reported in November 2019 that Ring planned neighborhood watch lists that use facial recognition to alert Ring users when someone considered suspicious came into a Ring device's view. Earlier in November, of Amazon's vice president of public policy, Brian Hoosman, told Markey that facial recognition capabilities in Ring devices were a contemplated but unreleased feature. Most recently, Ring told senators if our customers want these features in Ring security cameras, we will release these features only with thoughtful design, including privacy, security, and user control. And we will clearly communicate with our customers as we offer new features. Ring's competitor Nest, which is owned by Google, already uses facial recognition in some of its cameras. Besides being just creepy, facial recognition technology has also proven faulty, especially when it comes to identifying non white people. Research from MIT and the University of Toronto has shown that Amazon's facial recognition technology frequently mistakes dark skinned women for men, among other issues. Amazon has also developed its own facial recognition tech called Recon- Re- Recognition, which the company sells to law enforcement agencies, leading some activists to speculate that the tech may be introduced in Ring surveillance cameras. Ring told Recode that it doesn't use recognition in its Ring products, but declined to comment on whether it would do so in the future. As Slate's April Glazier pointed out, Amazon's recognition proved too complicated, a tool for strapped police departments with outdated computers to use. Distributing that workload surveillance for now, but potentially facial recognition in the future among consumers with Ring doorbells, however, seems to be much more viable action. For good or bad, Amazon is squarely in the public spotlight these days, while many poor, no, excuse me, many people adore the convenience Amazon and its products offer. More and more, they are questioning the cost. Um, yeah. So I don't know, man. Some say it might be a good product to use, and others might not. So who knows? Let's see. Um, yes. Let me see. What else can we talk about here in this episode here? Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Yes, the reason why I named this episode NYC 24/7 is because of this story. Um, New York City is known as many things: the city of dreams or opportunities, the Big Apple. Yet the one that seems to be the most accurate is the title of the city that never sleeps. No matter the time or day of the week, you will find people out and about. Subways will be running, and there will always be a train to catch. Recently, Slingo, a website dedicated to online casino-like games, has done some research into the 24/7 cities around the world. Its goal was to determine which of the 40 biggest cities across the world has was, excuse me, the best for night owls. The factors that went into getting the end result was the amount of nightlife activities, the amount of late night casinos, how many coffee bars were open at night, and how easy transportation during late hours was. Slingo rated each city out of 10. The city sitting at the number one spot with a score of 8.53 out of 10 is none other than London in the United Kingdom. Wow. London has over 1,300 nighttime attractions, 47 casinos, 5 coffee bars that stay open late, and accessible nighttime transportation. London offers no shortage of fun experiences, especially for gamblers looking to win big at the city's many casinos. London's buses run around the clock while the tube system has a special schedule to accommodate Friday and Saturday nights. NYC holds the second place spot on the list with a score of 8.40 out of 10. A mere point 13 is what distinguished first from second place. Uh, we hold seven We hold seven night, excuse me, seven night, excuse me, 779 nighttime attractions, 25 casinos, 5 coffee bars that stay open late, and of course we have accessible nighttime transportation. NYC has buses, subways, ferries, and taxis that run constantly. Our lack of casinos left us under London, but we still have plenty of amazing attractions to see during the night. There is something for everyone in NYC. Third place spot on the list goes to Chicago, Illinois, with a score of 7.7 out of 10. Chicago has 463 nighttime attractions, 23 casinos, 4 coffee bars that stay open late, and accessible nighttime transportation. Chicago's L, red, and blue lines run all day and all night. The city also has the Night Owl Bus network, which is especially geared towards nighttime travel. So wherever you go, you'll have a safe passage back home. Chicago is also known for having some of the best food in America. So if nighttime fun isn't your thing, maybe daytime dining will leave you feeling satisfied. Of course, if you want to check out the entire list of top 24/7 cities and even play some games while you're at it, you can go to this link right here, where it's highlighted in magenta on the website, which is amny.com, and this is pertaining to amongst among top three most vibrant cities. All right, so it's going to be a whole list. So let me see. Let me see something here. Um, yeah, there's like a whole list and shit. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get through all this, but man, damn. So Paris and Las Vegas, shit. Wow, 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 wow. That's interesting. Las Vegas. Wow. Okay, I'll look at this some other time. So let's see. Um, let's see. Oh, Ridgewood, Queens. I didn't even know Ridgewood was in Queens. Actually, is one of the coolest neighborhoods in the world. 3 years after we named Astoria, Queens, as one of the coolest neighborhoods in the world, we've returned to Queens to crown Ridgewood as the fourth coolest neighborhood on the globe for 2022. The designation is part of our annual Time Out Index survey, in which more than 20,000 global city residents nominate their city's coolest neighborhoods. To come up with the final ranking, our global network of local editors narrowed down the selections. Ridgewood landed the top spot as the coolest neighborhood in NYC and the fourth coolest in the world out of 51. Hmm. Okay, so comes Ridgewood came in behind Colonia Americana and Guadalajara, Mexico, which is number one. Um, um, Lisbon, Portugal, number two, and Cambodia, number three. So, what makes a neighborhood cool? It's certainly subjective, but in our minds, it's a neighborhood that has its own distinctive flavor, that's accessible with great food and drink, has a flourishing community, and while easy to walk across, could be explored across an entire day or more. Plus, it's a neighborhood that is great for people to live, visit, and stay, and mixes up the best of old and new schools. Um, okay. Oh my god. Wait. Hold on. Sorry about that. Um. Anyway, let me see. Where did I leave off? Oh, okay. Yes. Wait a minute here. Ridgewood certainly fits this bill. It has the diversity and local vibes of Queens and the hip offerings of Brooklyn, specifically, neighboring Bushwick. It's old school meets trendy with a mix of landmark staples like Rudy's Bakery and Gotch Gotch Hall and buzzy new bars and restaurants like the Acre Evil Twin, evil, evil fucking twin, and Cafe Plain Air. Yes, it's changing like all NYC neighborhoods, but it's kept its history intact with a whopping 10 historic districts and its enduring mom and pop stores. We've delved deeper into how to spend the perfect day in Ridgewood with our neighborhood guide, which includes some of the best restaurants, shops, and spots to hit there. But in case you want a brief summary, wake up to the sunlight pouring through the windows at the nearby Bushwick Airbnb and grab a bagel and coffee at Norma's Corner Shop. From there, you want to scan the racks and shelves at OPC Buy Sell Trade, Forever Vintage, Topol's Bookstore, and Tiny um art supply, grab lunch and a flight at Evil Twin Brewing, or a bite from an iconic Rolos. Stroll along the Central Ridgewood historic district, um, which is uh, which is Madison Street to 71st Avenue, Continental Avenue, actually, and from Fresh Pond Road over to on Onderdunk Avenue, and do dinner at Porcelain and drinks at Julia's. Of course, don't miss the weekly Mr. Sunday parties at Nowadays, a 16,000 square foot space that acts as both a charming backyard with hammocks and picnic tables and a nightlife hotspots with dancing and a solid selection of beer. Yeah. All right. So that's pretty much what's gonna do for this topic right here. Up next, what we have here on the agenda is hang on a minute. Hang on. On the agenda, let me make sure I don't miss anything. Um, okay. Um, okay, Joe Budden. This guy's been in hot water actually. Um, this guy's been in hot water actually, so let's get into it right now. Hang on a second. All right, um so according to allhiphop.com, some some people are calling out the podcaster for promoting rape culture. Okay, once again, no, excuse me. Yeah, once again, Joe Budden's comments on his podcast caused a ton of negative responses online. This time, the controversial talking head apparently joked about stealthing during sex. Um, Stuffing is the practice of removing or refusing to use a condom without telling the other sexual partner. On his show, Joe Button admitted to taking part in unprotected intercourse with women without their knowledge. Okay, that was stupid. That was really stupid though. Oh man. Even I done walked into a corner and faked like I put um a condom on before, said Joe Budden before laughing. The Padded Room album creator added, there are none the wiser. Yes, I did that 1000%. Budden continued, that was my poor execution of my plan after I mastered it, which was just bust through the lambskin. Lambskin. Let me go find the thinnest condom in the world. He also told his co-host, I used to be a sicko. Please don't misrepresent me. Oh man, that's ridiculous right there, man. Oh my lord. Do not take advice from that guy, man. That clip of Joe Budden discussing stuffing techniques went viral. Countless social media users blasted Budden for admitting to and or joking about a form of sexual assault against women. The Shade Room shared Budden's stuffing soundbite on the celebrity blog's Instagram page. Other IG users began leaving comments calling the actions Budden described on his podcast predatory behavior and a crime. Um, and Budden, then Joe Budden left his own comment under the Shade Room post about the story. The 42-year-old retired rapper wrote, y'all really want all black men in jail. um, yeah, so, and this is according to what is it? It looks like that. It looks like the Instagram page. Yes. So hashtag press play. Joe Budden reveals that he has faked putting on a condom during sex on a recent episode of his podcast. The original episode has since been removed from all platforms, and a new episode has been uploaded with no audio. No word on why the episode was taken down, but fans have since taken to social media to question what happened, thoughts, roomies, and in the past, Joe Budden found himself in social media's crosshairs for remarks that some people perceived to be questionable, offensive, or disturbing. For example, a clip of Budden talking about masturbating dogs. Damn. Damn. Oh my gosh. Spread across the internet in September 2020. Jeez. Allegations of physical abuse as well as allegations of sexual misconduct have followed Joe Budden throughout a large portion of his career. However, the Love and Hip Hop alum has repeatedly insisted those accusations are false. False. Following the most recent controversy, Budden informed his followers that he considered making his podcast a Patreon only release. That means listeners would have to sign up for a paid membership in order to hear the Joe Budden podcast. Well, not sure, man. And I'm not really a Patreon person, so I'm not gonna really do all the extra shit. And Rory, of course, he has his own podcast, Rory and Mal, actually. Rory Farrell, former co-host of the Joe Budden podcast, has admitted Joe Budden's recent press run is opening up old wounds. Speaking to the One EP is Life podcast, the media personality explained some of the things his former colleagues said in his latest interviews are categorically false, which angered him all over again. As Rory told host Peter Rosenberg, he finally started to to make peace with last year's epic destruction of the JBP, which included Rory getting fired on air. Rory, who confirmed they have no relationship, explained. Um, I was kind of over the entire thing. I was very angry in the beginning. Don't get me wrong. I was very fucking angry. I was hurt. I was fucked up. Yeah, it was a really shitty time in my life, personally and just business. Because again, how you are saying something you've built and it's the biggest thing ever. It's what I knew for almost 7 years that stopped in the day. It was definitely fucked up. Obviously, there was a personal level to the whole thing, but I did start to get over it. I can't lie. When he did the press run with the Dizza math thing, I kind of got re-pissed off. It re-pissed me off, of course. I'm never telling somebody they are not allowed to talk about an experience they were involved with. I'm not mad at him doing press runs or anything, just the things he said in it. I know he knows are completely untrue. It just pissed me off again when I was getting to a place where I was kind of over this shit. Was in a place where like I don't really hate this person anymore. We're still on this and your story is changing. Like what is going on here? But I mean, it is what it is at this point. I really don't hold crazy resentments. I do wish everybody the best. Rory was concerned his answer sounded too political, but he reiterated he genuinely wishes nothing but the best for Button and everyone involved in the show, even though he feels burned by some of the people he thought were his friends. I know people on his staff, kids, he added. I know their wives. I don't want to see the demise of them. When I see all these numbers games and all these debates and the fans being split, I wish they knew. And I think from mouth two on this one, we don't want to see anybody's fucking career end. Rory also noted Budden and fellow co-host Mal no longer speak, which isn't surprising. Budden fired Rory in 2021 during episode 431. You want it to be one way after going off about contracts, advertisers, and money. Y'all will not continue to treat me this way, he said at the time. Y'all not going to continue to treat these people this way. Y'all take that fucking dark energy, that arrogance and entitlement somewhere else. I say all of that to say we gonna do this since Rory feels like he has so many options. Somehow he still feels he's running the show. He still feels like he has choices and options. Um and he feels like he's entitled to more. Rory, you are in breach of your contract, and from this point forward, you are fired, and you are not welcome back, Mal. I'm You are not welcome back, Mal. I'm the person that has to say that. The gal of you two think you are deserving the way that I am. The JBP has continued on without Rory and Mal, while Rory and Mal started their own podcast separate. of button called the new Rory and Mal. Yeah, I did check out their podcast as well, man. They're pretty decent, man. I'd rather listen to them over the Joe Budden podcast, man. He's just too fucking arrogant for me. He's just too arrogant for me right there, man. And yeah, man. So I'm just like, what the hell is going on here, man? And let's see what else. What else we got to talk about here? Let's see. What else can we talk about here? Okay, Pistol Pete Davidson. Hold on a minute here. Pistol Pete Davidson, as Michael Rappaport would put it. Oh man. So for a short while, the attention was finally off Pistol Pete Davidson and his relationship with Kim Kardashian post breakup. Instead, fans were talking about Pistol Pete Davidson's new ad campaign for Taco Bell. In truth, it isn't the first time Taco Bell is making the headlines for their work alongside celebs. Of course, Lil Nas X became the chief impact officer. However, on the flip side, as will reveal in the following, Taco Bell has also faced some heat from celebs like 50 Cent, who sued the fast food establishment for using his name without consent. We'll have more on that later. Um, let's see. There's more to this actually. So for now, we'll discuss the feedback Pete Davidson is getting from the fans for his Taco Bell commercial and why the fast food restaurant hired the comedian in the first place. The apology ad campaign was a clever way for Taco Bell to say, "We're sorry." The fast food establishment is simplifying their breakfast menu and getting rid of some complicated items. In order to do so, Taco Bell picked Pete Davidson for the campaign. Um, at the moment, fans aren't exactly thrilled with the decision and outcome. It was a storm on platforms. Uh, it was a storm on platforms. Excuse me. Hold on a second. Hold on. Wait a minute. Yeah, it was a storm on platforms like Reddit, with fans bashing Davidson's involvement. Gizmodo highlighted some of the worst comments. um, One fan writes, I'm a super hardcore Taco Bell fan, which is why I'm here." Laugh out loud. But even even then, the Pete Davidson ad with him talking with his mouth full is absolutely repulsive. And makes me want to not eat there. Yeah, all right. Fans were particularly none too pleased with the part that features Pete Davidson eating with his mouth full, according to lots of the reviews. This makes people want to avoid the fast food establishment instead. Interestingly enough, on Taco Bell's YouTube channel, cuts out the part of Davidson chewing and talking. Perhaps they heard the backlash from the fans. Um, Distract Distractify notes that following the slamdemic, Taco Bell had a major plan in place to relaunch its breakfast menu once again in attempt to simplify things. So how does Pistol Pete Davidson factor in? Well, according to the publication, Davidson is a fan of Taco Bell, and he also appeals to the demographic Taco Bell is going after. The publication writes Taco Bell is planning to run two 30-second ads featuring Saturday Night Live alum Pete Davidson that formally apologized for its past breakfast related mistakes. Steve said that the partnership between them worked out because Pete was already a fan of the chain. Shockingly, I know. And he also appeals to the younger audience that Taco Bell is hoping to reach with these spots. Now, despite the negative reviews, the ad campaign is doing exactly what it set out to do, and that's gain as much exposure as possible. At the very least, fans are talking about the commercial, which is great for the brand. Um, Advertisements don't always work out for Taco Bell. In fact, they were once sued by 50 Cent, who claims the fast food establishment used his name without permission. 50 Cent has sued Taco Bell, claiming the fast food restaurant chain is using his name without permission in advertising that asks him to call himself 99 Cent, Billboard writes. The rapper says in a federal lawsuit filed yesterday, July 23rd, that um the Mexican theme chain features him in a print ad asking him to change his name to 79 cent, 89 cent, or 99 cent. That was not gonna work for him. Unfortunately, that's not gonna work for him. um so okay, so Peter D. Raymond 50 Curtis Jackson's lawyers stated that the rapper was seeking $4 million in damages from the ad campaign. Taco Bell's rep spoke about the ordeal, claiming they tried to make a donation instead to 50 Cent's charity of choice. We made a good faith charitable offer to 50 Cent to change his name to either 79, 89, or 99 cent for one day by wrapping his order at a Taco Bell, and we should have been very pleased to make the $10,000 donation to the charity of his choice. Yeah, that was a messy situation to say the least. Yeah. Wow, that's a fucking mess, man. Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Oh man. Yeah, speaking of a mess, um speaking of a mess, we need to get to let's get to Baby Keem. All right, let's get to Baby Keem. Um Okay. Offset and Baby Keem had linked up for the former's upcoming single 54321. The Migos member confirmed on social media that 54321, which dropped on August 19th, was produced by none other than the PG Lang signee himself. The 7-second clip shared online, here's Quavo drop the title and the song and the line um Louis V coat pocket filled with blues. Earlier this May, amidst the rumors of the Migos breaking up, Quavo previewed new music on Instagram, but did not reveal when fans can expect a follow up to 2019's Father of Four. Um. Anyway, let's see. Yeah. Um. Anyway, man, let me see if there's anything. Oh, wait a minute here. Wait a minute here. Drake and LeBron James. Let's get to this, man. um, so Drake and NBA superstar LeBron James are among a group of investors looking to purchase Italian soccer team AC Milan. According to the Financial Times, a deal for the prize Serie A team is expected to be completed shortly for approximately $1.2 billion alongside U.S. private equity group Redbird. The New York Yankees franchise and Main Street Advisors, a Los Angeles-based fund comprised of LeBron, Drizzy, and legendary music executive Jimmy Iovine, um, are partnering to complete the transaction. Drake is expected to be a passive investor in AC Milan, as are the rest of his high-profile teammates in on the deal. A formal announcement for the deal is expected as Wednesday when the new investment group will seize power from owner U.S. hedge fund Elliott Management. Drake has a diverse investment portfolio, but haven't delved much into the sports world outside of being an official global ambassador for the Toronto Raptors. In the past, he poured money into sports media company, Overtime tech company, Wealth Simple, crypto firm, MoonPay, and plant based chicken company, Daring Foods Incorporated. I will never listen, man. I'm not gonna be eating no plant based chicken, man. Are you nuts? That's a no for me, man. King James is no stranger to investing in sports teams. He currently has stakes in the Boston Red Sox, Pittsburgh Penguins, and Liverpool FC. Um, AC Milan currently sits in third place in Italy's Serie A with 8 points following the team's um um 0-0 draw against Sassuolo on Tuesday. The the Rossoneri were crowned Serie A champions last season, their first league title since 2011. As for everything else in Drake's world, the OVO boss made a pair of appearances on DJ Khaled's God Did album with Staying Alive and No Secret. His OVO clothing brand recently unleashed a Hot Boys capsule saluting Lil Wayne's New Orleans bred 90s group. Hot Boys released their second studio album, Guerrilla Warfare, in July 1999, and its blazing yet menacing cover art is a major part of the OVO capsule as it's plastered onto an array of t-shirts, shorts, and hoodies with fall fast approaching. Okay. Another news right here. Um Glorilla. Glorilla. Not gorilla, but Glorilla. Okay, so Memphis rapper Glorilla has announced a new EP. Anyways, Life's Great arrives November 11th via CMG Records and Interscope Records. It'll include her new Cardi B collaboration Tomorrow too, as well as recent single Blessed. Of course, you can check out the cover artwork below. Glorilla broke through this year with the Hit Kid collaboration F and F Let's Go. She followed the single with another hit Tomorrow. She played both of the songs at the 2022 BET Hip Hop Awards, which aired last night, which was October 4th. Um, and and of course, at the BET Hip Hop Awards, Glorilla won Best Breakthrough Hip Hop Artist. She was also nominated for Song of the Year F and F Let's Go. Um, that's pretty good, man. That's pretty good. That's pretty good, man. So congratulations to her, man. Um, yeah, let's make some noise. Let's make some noise for Glorilla for winning an award at the BET Hip Hop Awards. Okay. All right. Let's see. Oh, one more topic that we got to talk about here. This one right here kind of threw me off here. And this took place at 7-Eleven. Oh my god. Hey man, listen. This is this is very unusual and this is unheard of right here. Okay, so here's what's happening here, man. A California 7-Eleven employee had quite enough of Winnie the Moocher, and His hilarious foul mouthed battle with a shoplifting black bear was captured on video. Oh wow. Oh wow. It was just another overnight shift on June 9th at the Olympic Valley franchise until a supersized sweet tooth lumbered through the sliding doors at 1:30 a.m. looking for chocolate. Cashier Christopher Kinson proceeded to film the brazen bear glare, which repeatedly stormed his store to steal candy bars. Initially, I was surprised. I see the door open and I don't see a torso. And I'm like, oh my God, it's a bear. Kinson, age 54, told Jam Press, the videos really don't do it justice. The bear was about 20% to 30% bigger in real life. Now, the now viral footage shows the thief pillaging a shelf full of sweet treats, while Kinson threatens, "I'll kick your ass or you'll kill me." Oh man. Unfazed, the bear keeps going as Kinson admonishes. All right, you had enough to eat. Let's go, before eventually bursting into laughter over the absurd situation. Oh gosh. Um then finally fed up with Winnie's rampage, the cashier hollers, "Get out of here. Get the fuck out of here, you fuck." Wow, wow. Oh, wow, 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 wow. This is so funny, man. Oh my gosh. Kansas' profane tirade initially appears to work as the bear leaves the premises with a mouthful of treats, but then returns moments later to resume its brazen shoplifting. Anybody ever tell you not to feed the bears when you go to the damn zoo? Are you? Oh shit. Hey dude, that's it. Get the fuck out. I'm locking the doors. You are a thief, man. The frustrated clerk shouts desperately at a four-legged snack stealer. You got no business in here. Get out of here, bitch. I'm the alpha male. Out. Oh man. Oh man. Despite putting on a brave face, Kingston, who originally hails from Wisconsin, admitted he was on high alert during each hairy incident. I always kept my distance and I had the back door near me so I could escape if it charged me. The not too traumatized, Clark said. I was scared initially, but they just want to eat. You always have to be careful though. We don't know how exactly they are thinking. However, he said he found it funny that the Bruin would pilfer only a couple of treats at a time. Oh man. Oh my gosh, man. This is so funny, man. A bear. Oh man. I can't believe a bear would actually do this shit though, man. You know, bears don't have money, man. Oh man. And this was not one of those average bears, man. And I'm not talking about Yogi Bear either, man, folks. Oh man, oh man. Oh my gosh. This is too funny. This story is so funny to me, man. I'm like, okay. Um oh man. Um okay. Um yes, yes, yes. So I always kept my distance, and I had the back door near me, so I could escape if it charged me. The not too traumatized Kirk said. I was scared initially, but they just want to eat. You always have to be careful, though. We don't know how exactly they are thinking. However, he said he found it funny that the Bruin would pilfer only a couple of treats at a time, as if trying to be polite. It it's like it was purposely polite to take one candy bar at a time. It's almost like it had manners, Muse Kinson. All told, Smokey raided the store multiple times, but once got got the food that it wanted, it scooted right out the door after about 30 minutes, Kinson said. Whereupon the cashier took the opportunity to block the door. You don't want to become their source of food, explained Kinson, who improvised a look using a broom and garbage bags. At the end of the clip, the bear can be seen throwing his body against the locked door like the authorities trying to get John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd. Oh man, from in the Blues Brothers. Oh wow. Meanwhile, this isn't the first time a bear has invaded a 7-Eleven in search of a nocturnal notch. Oh man, come on. In November, a black bear was filmed strolling into one of the convenience stores, also located in Olympic Valley, whereupon he used the hand sanitizer station. Oh my lord, that's funny, man. Oh my lord, that's funny. Oh man, that's funny right there, man. Wow. All right. All right. So let's get into let's get into let's get into the other topic in regards to Jamie Foxx's movie that's up in limbo. And a little thing that I like to call hold on a second. And a little thing that I like to call the movie Man Cave Popcorn segment. All right, so let's get into this right about now. Okay, according to Game Rant, Jamie Foxx currently stars in Netflix's Day Shift, but he recently reflected on his unreleased film titled All Star Weekend, which featured a roster of A-list talent like Robert Downey Jr. During a recent interview with Cinema Blend, Fox discussed his unreleased 2016 comedy film All Star Weekend, which also includes big names like Jeremy Piven, Benicio del Toro, Gerard Butler, and Eva Longoria. Fox stated that his unreleased film All Star Weekend has yet to be released to hold on a minute. Released to the public due to the public state of comedy. Um, the film followed Fox and Piven as two best friends who have just won tickets to an NBA All Star game. The pair road trip to Los Angeles to see the game, and along the way, they are met by many interesting characters. Some characters include Danny Jr., who portrays a Mexican man, while one of Fox's many roles is reportedly a racist white cop. It's been tough with the lay of the land when it comes to comedy, Fox said. With regard to when the film will be released, Fox said, we're trying to break open the sensitive corners where people go back to laughing again. We hope to keep them laughing and run them right into All Star Weekend because we were definitely going for it. Um, Fox has stood behind his decision to cast Downey Jr. as a Mexican man, recalling when he played a black man in the hit comedy Tropic Thunder, saying that Downey Jr. killed that. Although when many look back on the role, it doesn't make them too happy, and many are even offended by it. Considering that Downey Jr. was dressed in blackface and the casting directors of Tropic Thunder could have brought in an actor of color to portray the role instead of casting Downey Jr., who is the opposite. So Fox's choice to have Downey Jr. portray a person of color would definitely receive major backlash if the film is ever released. Oh, jeez. The entertainment business has made considerable strides when it comes to inclusivity and sensitivity in the stories it chooses to tell. Hollywood is finally aligned actors of color, the LGBTQ plus community, and people of different economic statuses to appear on the screen and tell very raw, truthful stories that audiences can see themselves in. So maybe it's for the best that All Star Weekend remains unreleased, considering all it may do is hinder the growth and strides made in Hollywood over the past few decades. Oh gosh. Of course, Day Shift is on Netflix right now, so you go check that out right now. And no, this has been a long time. Um, so Saw is making so there's gonna be a 10th movie for Saw. So Saw's 10th installment has an official release date, and fans are going to be waiting quite a while yet. And this is from digitalspy.com. The brand new sequel was confirmed following the success of Darren Boozman's reboot Spiral from the Book of Saw. Now, according to Bloody Disgusting, the latest addition to the Freaky franchise is due to hit cinemas on October 27, 2023, which is next year. For the time being, Lionsgate and Twisted Pictures have been keeping the film's title, plot, and characters a well-kept secret. However, it has been revealed that the sequel will see Kevin Grutart reclaim his position as director. Grutart can easily be classified as a Saw veteran. He previously directed the 2009 Saw 6 movie. 2010's Saw the Final Chapter, plus Jezebel and Jackals, Wilt's also editing Saw 1, 2, 5, and Jigsaw. Mark Berg and Oren Coles have teased that the new movie has been influenced by fans and will reflect some of their requests, although what these may be being kept on the wraps for now too. We have been listening to what the fans want, what the fans have been asking for, and are hard at work planning a movie that saw aficionados and horror fans alike will love. Of course, more details will be revealed soon, they told the publication. So, um, and you know, in the meantime, in the meantime, um, In the meantime, the Path Entertainment Group have been collaborating with Lionsgate and Twisted Pictures to bring Saw to life for a scary, immersive escape room experience for fans. The pop-up will kick off in London from October 27th, with tickets already on sale at 34 per person. And Spiral from the Book of Saw is available to stream now on Netflix UK for the people that's in the UK out there. So let's see. Let's see, man. And a little side note here. A little side note here about Boys to Men. I'm sorry about that. I forgot about that one right there. Um, a little side note about Boys to Men. Let me just get to okay. All right, so a little side note here, real quick. When Boys to Men first heard their signature smash "End of the Road," they weren't all in coolly high harmony about the song. In fact, the demo song by writer and producer Babyface fell flat with one member of the Grammy winning group. Nate Morris didn't like it at first. He was just saying, it's all right. Boys to Men's Sean Stockman told the Post. And we were like, man, you are crazy. It's better than all right. We gonna do this record. And the rest was truly history 30 years ago. After End of the Road ascended to number one on the Billboard Hot 100 on August 15th, 1992, it remained atop the chart for 13 consecutive weeks, breaking a long-standing record held by Elvis Presley's Hound Dog Don't Be Cruel single. Indeed, it was an endless road for the old school soul ballad. Ultimately leading Boys to Men's debut album Cooley High Harmony to go 9 times platinum. The the Titanic tune was also one of the hits featured on the All-Star soundtrack of Eddie Murphy's classic romantic comedy Boomerang. Babyface, who wrote and produced much of the soundtrack with his End of the Road collaborators L.A. Reid and Daryl Simmons, took inspiration from the movie. I had to write a song for a scene, said Babyface, but Reggie Hudlin, the director, ultimately used it somewhere else in the film. Babyface had such a special feeling about the song. He almost couldn't let go of it. I went like, wow, I almost want to keep this for myself. But the singer and hitmaker for everyone from Whitney Houston and TLC to Madonna and Mary J. Blige thought that the 4-part harmonies of Boys to Men, then a quartet, now a trio, would take End of the Road to the perfect place. It had this Motown Philly kind of sound, that old school kind of sound, he said. Um, yeah. At the time, Boys to Men were riding high on the breakout success of Cooley High Harmony, which did not feature End of the Road when it was originally released in April 1991. But the Philly group's then manager Michael Bivins of New Edition and Belle Biv DeVoe fame thought that the song could take them to an even higher level when he played the demo for them at his home. The boys were in the middle of a tour with MC Hammer when they made a quick trip back to Philadelphia to record End of the Road. We really only had one day to get it done, said Morris, adding that they didn't have time to fan out upon first meeting Babyface at the studio. We just wanted to knock out the song, so we were definitely turning our focus to that. But we got a chance to work with Babyface for the first time, so it was great. About 5 hours later, the magic was made, and 13 weeks after End of the Road first hit number one, a record was broken. Boys to Men were once again on tour when they found out the history-making news about the song. When found out that it broke Elvis' record, we were in London about to perform Record Stockman, and we were so beat and so tired that when they told us, we were like, "Oh, cool." The record would then be broken again in 1993 by Whitney Houston's "I Will Always Love You," which was number one for 14 weeks before and tied it with another Babyface ballad, "I'll Make Love to You" in 1994. Then One Sweet Day, Boyz II Men's 1995 collaboration with Mariah Carey, broke the record yet again in 1996 after its 16-week reign. And now the record is owned by Lil Nas X's Old Town Road, which ruled the singles chart for 19 weeks in 2019. Still, it comes to timeless classics. End of the Road beats Old Town Road, even though it's hard for Babyface to play favorites among his many hits. It holds a special place in his heart. It's at the top of the list for sure, said Babyface, who is releasing Girls Night Out, an album of collaborations with female R&B artists rather, in October. Still, it'll stay there. And End of the Road remains a staple of every single Boyz II Men concert. If you don't do it, we're gonna get booed, said Morris. You can't ask for anything more from a song, added Stopman. It's developed an immortality. We want to have those types of records that will outlive us. Yeah, congratulations, man. You know what I mean? Congratulations, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Congratulations right now. Um, let me I don't know what the hell's going on here. Hold on. I can't really talk right now. I'm actually uh anyway, man. That's gonna do it. That's gonna do it for episode 194, man. You like what you heard? Of course, you're more than welcome to make a charitable donation to my Cash App, which is $ G Money Stacks 555. Um, that's capital G, lowercase MONEY, capital S, lowercase TACKZ, and of course, you don't have to have a lot of money to show more support. It's all about doing the best you can on whatever amount of money you decide to do. That's comfortable will be appreciated. And of course, I would go to I'm gonna go to the last segment. I don't know what my mother's hitting me up for, but anyway, man, let's get to stream choices on the go real quick. Of course, you like what you heard. Please show your love by following Off the Meat Rack Chainz New York podcast on Instagram, alongside with my other two shows, Excellent Fun Vibrant Talks podcast, Meticulous Vibe Juice podcast, and alongside with myself, which is G Money Stacks 555 in Queens, New York. Turn on your notifications, and I will go over the audio streaming platforms on the go. In case you miss any episodes whatsoever, I will gladly go over it. If you go to the link in bio where it says G Money Linktree, G Money Stacks 555, it's gonna have a whole list of audio streaming platforms on there where it says Anchor, Audacity, Audible, Audio Burst, Amazon Music, Breaker, Castbox FM, Deezer, Listen Notes, Moon FM Podcast, Player FM, and Pocket Cast, Podbay, Podfriend, Podopolo, Podorama, Podcast Index, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, Podverse, Reason FM, Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, and alongside with leaving a 5-star rating on Podchaser, Podfriend, and Spotify as well. And of course, you can listen to Off the Meat Rack Chainz New York podcast on Radio Public alongside with iHeartRadio, the number one app for music, radio, and podcasts. And of course, make sure you follow my other two shows over there. That's also on iHeartRadio, which is Excellent Fun Vibrant Talks podcast, the sports edition show. And of course, follow Meticulous Vibe Juice podcast review show on there as well. So listen, last but not least, YouTube. Make sure you grab that subscribe button from me and click on that noni bell so you can be reminded when the show goes in the air via live stream in terms of the times of the recording. And in case you miss any episodes whatsoever, you can go to the YouTube channel page of G Money Stacks 555, where all the New York episodes is on there. And of course, leave a like and a comment along with the episodes, with the topics that's being discussed, more video content, upcoming episodes, previous episodes, whatsoever. And of course, make sure you listen, stream, and watch these episodes so you can catch up. Make sure you tell a friend to another friend. Share the videos, share the episodes, and of course, be sure to share the podcast along with the link that says Linktree/G Money Stacks 555 with your husbands, wives, boyfriends, girlfriends, and along with your friends and the people that you're cool with from work and all that great stuff right there. And of course, by the way, you can leave a voice message in case you have any thoughts, questions, topic ideas, whatever. And that's gonna do it for me, man. I'm G Money Stacks. Thank you very much for listening and tuning in and rocking with me on episode 194. NYC 24/7. And of course, be sure to remember that the grind doesn't stop. New York wasn't built in a day. If you want something, you have to earn it. And also find something that makes you happy and clicks to you mentally, physically, and spiritually. And of course, be on your P's and Q's. And of course, another way that gets you going, that gets you into your zone with some tunnel vision. And of course, follow your dreams, follow your goals and dreams, and get in the zone, get in your zone on a consistency basis. Find your voice, be you, and all that great stuff right there. And of course, that's gonna do it for me. I'm off this shit. I'm out of here. Thank you very much for listening, rocking with me, and I'll see y'all next time in the next episode. Peace and one love, and good night, folks.